Hi guys, I'm just waiting for Mia to join. Just few seconds.
Hi. Hello. Hi, how are you?
You're
I can hear you.
looking
Yeah, it's a little slow. You're
okay,
talking.
but you're looking more gorgeous than last time I saw you on the set.
I appreciate
I
that. Thank
I
you.
think the COVID lockdown has actually helped you in getting
Well,
more rest for you, and you're looking more beautiful.
thank you. Thank you. I've been sleeping a lot, and especially with like the quarantine, I've just been taking really good care of my skin and my health. So I think
Super.
I'm glowing.
That's great for all of
How's
us of yours. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, on the E of film releasing, I just want to have a chat with you on various things, and then we will talk to all the other people. Okay? Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Yes, yes. I just want to ask you something. I always wondered. I mean, see, we live in a kind of a, world where there's so many parameters set by the society or various other forms. So where what you should not do this, should not do that, and it's very few people actually who can see through them and identify for themselves what is good for them. So I always wondered.
Hmm.
I just want to ask you this question. At the first time you decided to get into the porn industry, did you feel that someone will say, something wrong or something bad or something whatever? I would like to believe that to lose the inhibition in front of the camera and to take a pride in your sexuality, I think it takes a great deal of strength and a kind of an understanding to see through the so-called moral fabric of society. So,
Well,
what are
thank
your
you.
thoughts on it? I really want to listen to that. Yeah.
So basically, when I was 19, I was just very wild. I think that I actually liked the idea of going against the norm. So I liked the
Wow.
idea of
That sounds like me. Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about me, whether it
yeah.
was good or bad. And yeah, I figured like people like my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, they wouldn't agree with it. And I think that I felt empowered by that, that I would just go do what I wanted to do and not care what anyone else thought about it. And as far as losing like inhibition, I was always the first time being naked on camera, I was always very shy. So I don't think that I was really nervous about it. I was more excited. I felt like it was a
Wow.
very freeing moment for me.
That sounds great. And pretty much it
Yeah.
sounds like me, but I think you probably, because you're a beautiful girl and people would want to see you physically naked. And I was like you, but I just buried my so called thinking self because no one wants to see me naked. Yeah. Yeah. So
That's
that's great
funny.
to hear. Now, I just want to ask you, what is the first time when you told maybe your mom or someone that this is what you want to do for a career? I really want to know how you broached the topic and how actually she reacted. In the first part or maybe the second part, whatever. Once maybe she come terms, I don't know. But I think it will be very
Yeah.
difficult for someone normal to understand how my daughter can go and tell a mom that this is what I want to do in life. This is what I want to do for a living. Yeah.
Yeah. So, At the time, she didn't know a lot about the adult industry. She really didn't know anything about it, and honestly, neither did I. And when I got into the industry, I wasn't thinking this is a career choice. I didn't really think that it would turn into what it has.
Hmm.
So I was more just interested in the moment. Hey, this is a fun experience. This is something I want to do. This sounds good. And I did tell her, and she did have initial resistance. I think she just didn't want that for me. She was worried that it would be something similar to prostitution.
Hmm.
And I was over 18 at the time, so my reaction to her not liking it was, you know, you're gonna get over it. I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
Um, so
Okay.
after a little while of me being in the industry, I was very communicative with her about how things were, and I really was enjoying it. And she started realizing that this is a career choice. I started gaining fame, I was getting money, I was feeling empowered, I was enjoying myself, and she became very happy for me. And now she's nothing but supportive.
That's fantastic. Now it's interesting because
Yeah.
yeah, see, like what my mom said, I mean, mentioned this a lot of times about porn stars. You know, the fundamental difference I can feel between them. I mean, I'm not a judgmental person. I'm not even saying anything against the and realizing it, I think is a very different way of looking at it, and it is respecting sex, is
It
respecting
is.
what you're giving to your fans and the pleasure you're giving to your fans, and I
Yeah.
think to that extent, it boils down eventually for me to respecting the act of sex. It's not to look down upon it,
Yeah.
just to not to be embarrassed about it, not to be guilty about it. That's what I think a porn star realizes much more than anyone else,
Yeah.
which is the
Yeah,
exact
we're very
opposite of
sexually liberated.
yeah, it's the exact opposite of what a prostitute would feel. And
In the shadows, not really able to tell anybody. I understand that. It's also porn is a form of entertainment. It's not, oh, like we're giving our, you know, services to this individual, to the male talent. It's not like that at all. What we're doing is we're coming together both as performers, and we're creating
yeah,
entertainment for the world. So it is very different.
and talking of that, let me tell you, I believe, I think porn stars are the only people who actually give 100% happiness to anyone who interacts with them, which even the governments of the world cannot do, which no any organization cannot do. In 100% happiness is given only by porn stars, and we all know the reason for that. Moving on, I just wanted, and it's true. That's the whole point. And
Yeah.
moving on, I'll tell you why I thought of you in to cast for Climax. When I first, I saw Sasha Gray's film, which is the Girlfriend Experience, made by Steven Soderbergh.
Okay.
And not that I was a huge fan of Sasha Gray, but the first time I actually heard of a porn star doing a so-called mainstream film. You know,
Yeah.
and when I saw your videos, and you look so cute, so beautiful, and it was fantastic body and the flexibility. I think they're just you just have everything what a man wants to see in a woman. In the context of
Oh,
that.
thank you.
Yeah. So I wanted to take advantage of that on one part, and second, whatever already your popularity is. And now, a lot of people ask me this question: when I saw Mia in her porn videos, why would I see her clothes? Obviously, a feature film, especially in the genre of climax, like a horror action film, cannot have nowhere near what the other videos of Miamalkova would have, on her site or anywhere. But I said this precisely the point, because the moment you see her in a context which is not usual for you to see her, suddenly she looks more real for a reason, because the situations are different, the emotions are different.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't have
Yeah,
seen
I
you.
do.
you will have a certain set of expressions in your videos, but when you are put in a genre of a film like Climax and action horror to show fear, to angst, to concern, to all kinds of other emotions which normal people experience in extreme situations, you get to see a new Miamalkova, in terms of what you've not seen from her before. And I think that gives a very vicarious pleasure for a person to watch. So for me, just to see you in shorts with your awesome thighs and then to see a fear in your eyes about what's happening in the desert to you gives me very visual emotional experience compared to what I would have probably seen in other videos of yours. Okay,
Yeah.
this is what my whole idea, I would say, my whole intention as a filmmaker, why I wanted to cast you in that. And one more confession I want to make, because I belong to India, and Indian dark-skinned, brown-skinned people, we always have a fascination for white-skinned people. We look up to, I used to look up to them as angels and goddesses, in my teens and all that. So it was a huge thing for me to see Miamalkova, an American white woman, in front of. Now, all these are the factors why I have done it. Now, when I contacted you to act in Climax, so what did you feel? What was your first reaction that you were approached by some film director to make a film, like an action horror film?
I was excited. I was very interested in doing mainstream. I always thought that I had taken some acting courses, and I've always really loved movies, and I've loved actors and actresses. I've always been a huge movie buff. So I thought, hey, that's something I could do. I could do little roles here and there. And I was told about an offer to do a film with you for mainstream and Bollywood, where I would be the lead actress. And it was just something that I don't think a lot of porn actresses get an opportunity like this. And so it was definitely very, very exciting. And even just the whole experience of it, I feel like I've become a lot better of an actress because I've gotten this experience.
See, I tell you, my whole unit, the biggest shock for us, all of us, in the making of the film, not only to me, even to my unit people, because always people have this feeling that like monsters have all fun all the time. They're all the time partying. They're all the time probably having a drink and this and that and everything. And when I met
Yeah.
you, the thing that shocked me is that you're the most boring person on earth. You sleep at 8:30 in the night. I don't think
Yeah.
I met anybody in my life who sleeps at 8:30 in the night. You wake up at 5 o'clock to
I
do
still do
some
that.
exercise, yeah, and you don't drink, you don't smoke, and what the hell is wrong? I mean, I think that completely overturned my whole or everybody's view of what actually porn stars are about, you know. And
Yeah.
what struck me the most was your professionalism. And we have a 7 o'clock shift, and you were there at 6:30. And so many times, if you
Thank you.
remember, you were the first before the unit came in, and even before you came in, you know. And that
Mm-hmm.
was like unbelievable. I mean, and this is just I want to make a point of that. Now,
Thank
coming
you.
to in the entire, experience of shooting the film, I just want to ask you this question: like that shot was taken just like that, the one you're lying on the sand dune, and as you just raise your hip and I see the sun, yeah, in between your hip and the
The
sand.
sun, yeah.
Now that's become such a big image. I mean, like the most talked about image on the
I
internet.
understand
That
why.
trailer came out, yeah. I don't think anyone of us really thought anything much of that and doing it. I mean, but I think that's what magic happens suddenly in a context. But I just think it's and there's a kind of a psychological context to it. So keeping that shot aside, what was there any experience for you in the course of the entire making, which sticks out in your memory in the film? I remember once, like in the
Um,
climax, yeah, yeah, go,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go ahead. What? Okay.
No, in the climax, I remember
Oh,
in the late,
that sticks out.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Yeah,
Wait, go on. Sorry, you're actually breaking up a little bit.
yeah. Just go on. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so for me, I remember something that really stood out to me was the night shoots because I'm not used to staying up at night,
I,
so that was
I
very
was
rough for
just
me.
going. I was just saying that in the night shoot in the
Yeah.
climax, I remember you used to, after every shot, you used to run to the fire to make yourself
I'm
warm because it
so
was
cold.
so cold. Yeah,
That's
it was
that was
45
my
cold
memory
at night.
too. Yeah, I was so
Yeah.
cold.
No, but I was surprised you coming from
Yeah.
the. I mean, you coming from the US, and many shots of yours were there, bare feet running in the desert, and and you don't know what the hell is in the sand at the time. None of us know. I mean, we are shooting in terrain which we haven't been before, and I was
Hmm.
surprised that you were not scared that what could be in the sand. I mean,
No, I'm
uh,
actually very outdoorsy and adventurous. I love hiking. I love being out in nature. I love running, like the sand dunes. It was beautiful. I really like, I'm happy to just be outside and use my body. And even like shooting the music video, getting to roll around in the sand, that's all very fun for me.
yeah, yeah. And so, what was your what? Can you tell me a couple of experiences you remember in the entire shoot?
Yeah, so like I said, I do remember being so cold, so cold during the night shoot, and I loved there were so many fires around, and I think that was like part of the scene as well. So I'm so grateful for those fires being there because that was like my form of comfort. Because I really wasn't like my outfit I was wearing wasn't very much. It wasn't keeping me warm. Um, I remember as well the fight. There was like a fight scene where I was running for my life, and that one was really fun to shoot. I had to like dodge attacks. That's not something I've really had to do on any porn feature. It was fun. Even the acting part, I really enjoyed challenging myself because coming into this, I knew I can act a little bit, and like I said, I've taken courses, but I was still worried that I wouldn't be able to measure up. But being in the moment, I gave 100%, and I think that I did a really good job watching the trailers and everything and the clips of me. I think it shows that I have a little bit of a natural acting ability.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
very proud of.
Yes, yes.
And it was fun to
Now,
challenge.
if I ask you to, I mean, is there a fundamental difference between, more or less, I really don't know what your feeling would be when you're on a porn set compared to a film set. So, did you feel any difference in the context of your professionalism or your whatever? I mean, was there a visible or a noticeable difference for you? Because both places there are cameras and there's a crew watching. I mean, there's a crew filming for a specific purpose. So, did you find a difference between doing a porn video or a feature film?
Um, I actually felt more pressure doing the feature film, more pressure to do my best and to perform because it wasn't. I feel like sexually shooting sex scenes that actually comes pretty natural to me. I know what I'm doing. I'm confident, but I wasn't 100% confident in my acting abilities and being able to display such emotion and raise my voice. It took more out of me, and I felt like I had to give a lot more than I do even on porn sets.
Okay, that's fine. So now, in terms of the reaction to the climax trailer or the song, your other friends, in case you showed it to any of your friends in the porn industry, what was their reaction? Because I'm sure they have been surprised to see you in this new form in a feature film, an action horror film. So, any of your friends and your family or your other colleagues in the industry, what is the reaction?
I think everybody's really excited. I've gotten a lot of congratulations that this is a huge deal. It's good. I think me being in a feature or mainstream film is good for the entire industry. It brings the entire porn industry more into mainstream. So everyone's been very supportive. As far as my family's so excited. Like they can't wait to watch it.
Oh, fantastic. and that's going to happen very soon. Okay. So anything else you
Yeah.
want to ask me in the context, or should we start talking to others now?
Um, yeah, I think we've answered everything. I
Yes.
mean, I do want to know, I've actually been asked this, how you found me. Were you a fan of me before, or, did you go looking to book a porn actress for this feature film, or how did you go about that process?
See, I basically, I could know, I mean, I watch porn, okay, and I found you to be the most beautiful actress, beautiful porn star on the internet, you know, and you have
Oh, thank you.
everything, you know, there's not a single flaw I could find. So that was my main reason why I approached you, okay. But after that, after when I met you in person, you know, and my thing for you increased even more because I started respecting you as a person, and your intelligence, your clarity of thought, and the way you look at life, and the professionalism more than anything else, and the kind of hardships. I mean, frankly, man, if I was in your position, see, because see, I'm a man, you're a girl, you're coming from an industry, and your physical body is your treasure. It has to be really being taken care of, you know. I mean, because that is what your wealth is, that is what your asset is, that is what you can give to the world. And I was shocked, and I really
I
want
agree.
to, yeah, and I really want to thank from me and for all my unit that you have taken such big chances of the chase sequences, the action sequences, whatever we shot in Climax, where there was an element of danger. I mean, that danger could be really, I mean, what you call risky for you. I mean, in the context, but you didn't. I mean,
Hmm.
I realized that your courage. I mean, only the brave, fortune favors the brave, like the old English saying goes. You know, I like that attitude, and
Yeah.
so I used to look upon you as a very beautiful, sexy, gorgeous woman, and after meeting you and after working with you, I realized you're a brave, courageous woman, too, apart from other qualities what you have. And I've developed a tremendous respect for you as a person. This is
I
my,
appreciate that.
yes. So I think on that note, I am going to, let's talk to the others now. Okay.
Perfect.
And just, I mean, guys, now because the whole thing, just have some intelligent questions about the film and all that, and don't take off on other scenes. That's my request to you. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Hi,
So, guys,
Vivian.
ask some questions, and we can start. And if you can just address me or Mia, we can talk to you. If you just, the question should be in the form of either addressing me or her.
It's funny is I have an issue usually when I'm on Instagram Live. No one really asks me questions. I get a lot
Oh,
of like, emojis, heart emojis. I love you, but not so many questions.
okay. But I hope the Indian guys are going to see. Yeah. So are we going to see more Mia in more movies? Yes, I mean, I'm actually planning to do Climax 2 very soon. And
Oh,
you're going to
exciting.
bounce here there, yeah. So I think if you
Oh,
check it, they're asking some questions, you can take that, you know.
I like this one. May I
Toughest,
watch
tough,
Indian movies?
yeah. There's a
Not really.
question, what is the toughest part of being a porn star? That's the question being asked there.
The toughest part of being a porn star? Um, that's an interesting question. I wouldn't. Let's see. probably the physical activity, because if there comes a time if you're popular and you're working a lot that your body gets tired, you get tired, and with the scenes that we do, we have to bring a lot of energy to it. So sometimes it can be hard to do that. And it is a physical activity, so your body's tired, your mind's tired, you have to like bring 110%. It's very uh, a lot of cardio. I would say that that's the hardest part. You have to be very active.
Yeah, then I understand, because I think a lot of people just don't realize sex is a lot of physical work. They just don't realize it. I mean,
Yes.
when you see it, it seems like a fantasy when you see it on video. I mean, in reality, it is physical work. Yeah. And,
Yeah, you have to be fit.
yes. What has asked some intelligent questions? Just don't make comments. Somebody wants to know how much you're paid, and my answer to that is nothing is enough to pay Mia, because she's like too precious to be measured in money.
Oh, thank you. What made you believe and accept movie with RGV? I mean, he's reputable. You could just Google him. You can Google him, the movies that he's done, and you know that I'm going into something that's real.
What is your favorite getaway? Someone asked you.
Kauai. I love Kauai. Kauai is like the garden island of Hawaii. It's the most beautiful place I have ever been.
Oh,
And I like Hawaii for the reason that it's still in the States. So I have all the comforts at home. It's very touristy, but then it's also very wild and natural and beautiful.
okay. Come again. What's the name you said? Kauai? What?
Oh, Kauai.
Hawaii.
It's an island
Hawaii.
on
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Okay. Yeah.
Hawaii.
Hmm. Sunny or Mia? What's your choice, RGV? He's mentioning Sunny Leone. My choice is one and only Miamalkova. And Mia, did you watch any Bollywood films at all ever? Any Indian films ever?
One, I did watch one that I loved. I think it was called My Half Girlfriend. And I believe that I watched it on the way. Yeah, I watched it when
Called My Hot Girlfriend.
I was going to be in the film.
It's called My Hot Girlfriend in English.
My Half Girlfriend. Yeah,
Half Girlfriend.
Half Girlfriend. It's so cute.
Oh.
It's very cute. It's a little romance.
And why did you see that? And someone recommended you for that? And why?
No, I found it. I was just interested because I knew I was going to be in a Bollywood film, so I was doing a little bit of research, and that was a highly rated film on I think Amazon.
Someone is asking, what do you like about RGV?
What do I like more than RGV?
No, what do you like about RGV?
Is that the question?
Yeah.
Oh, I like how open-minded you are. I think that you're very progressive. And I like how you don't care what people think. You just do what you want to do, and you say what you want to say, and even if there's backlash, that doesn't seem to bother you. And I think that that's admirable. And I also like how respectful you are. You've been nothing but respectful to me, and I sincerely appreciate that.
Yes. If you remember the whole controversy which happened about the GST film, in terms of whatever happened,
Mm-hmm.
eventually the number of people who loved it, and it's been nominated at the Avian Awards, things like that, You can't imagine how many people privately, they'll be scared to say it openly, and they love that film. This probably is the first time when a woman can so firmly and so determinedly express her sexual views. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really happy to hear that.
Yeah.
It had a very positive, obviously there's controversy, but I think
Yes.
that a lot of people got something good from it.
So, guys, if you can't ask any more intelligent questions, and I'd rather me and Mia will only talk. And yeah, Mia, do you have any plan on getting married? That's the question.
No, 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 I don't want to
No.
be married again. No, I mean I'm divorced. And the only reason that I would get married again would be not for romantic reasons, but maybe if it helped me in some way financially. I don't know. I just don't really I don't see a point other than that. I think that if you want to be together, you'll be together. You don't need a contract. But
Yes.
the
You
way
you
that the
basically
system
say you
is, it
don't
could
you
help if you're going to be with this person a long time. It could help financially in certain ways, make things
yeah, you
easier.
don't need a kind of a social acceptance or some traditional cultural acceptance if the true love is about between two people. Where does anything else come in? And if it doesn't
Exactly.
work, it doesn't work. Yeah, yeah. So what is the point
Exactly.
of making an extraneous commitment, which is anyway, subject to change depending on what
Yeah.
happens? Yeah.
Are
Yes.
are you married, RGV?
I was married, and till wisdom dawned upon me one day, and it struck me like the great Buddha's philosophy. What is wrong? Yes. Did you get that?
No, you broke up.
Oh, I said I was married till one day wisdom dawned upon me.
Wait till one day it was dumped upon you?
No, yeah, no, wisdom, wiseness, intelligence dawned
Ah,
upon. Yeah,
and then you realize that's not for you.
yes, yes. So I think for a human being to be free is the greatest bliss and greatest, gift. And I think any kind of a commitment and under pressure is going to be a problem. So I think everyone will only know it after getting married once, because no matter how much you're advised, you will not listen to that. You know?
Yeah.
I'm
Yes, I
sure when
understand
you
that.
when you married the first time, I'm sure many of your friends told you not to. I think. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I was very young. I was only 21. So I didn't even understand really the gravity of the situation or what getting, divorcing or any of that would entail. But something that I really didn't like is once I was done with the marriage and I didn't want anything to do with this person again. I didn't like how long it took to
Hmm.
legally separate from them. That was a very stressful time for me, and that's something that I want to avoid at all costs. I think that yeah, I want to be able to leave if I'm unhappy and not have legal repercussions.
I understand absolutely. Yes. So do you get marriage proposals from your fans even now? I'm sure they put.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not serious, but yeah, I get marriage proposals often. Yeah.
Do you meet your fans ever?
Do I meet my fans?
Videos and
You just casually running into people? Yeah, yeah. I've ran into some people recently on a hike at Silver Falls. A young woman and her boyfriend recognized me and they came up and said they were fans. I ran into people at the post office. I do run into people often enough. And
okay.
I've only had really good experiences from it. Everyone's been nothing but, respectful.
Huh, huh. But I guess it also comes from when the personality you have, the way you carry yourself, the way you speak. I think all of that makes a difference. In fact, I'll tell you something.
Thank you.
Like when Sunny Leone, she was interviewed by a Delhi-based journalist who spoke very demeaningly, who spoke kind of in a very, in a way that it would make her feel icky, like for her past and what she does in the context. You can't even imagine. I mean, someone like a very big star like Amir Khan came to her defense publicly on Twitter, and he kind of reprimanded the journalist. That's, I think, is because of the way she
Yeah.
carries herself. I mean, it's a high time. I mean, the people to be judgmental and not to be hypocritical about what someone is doing for them. You know, it's like people want
Yeah.
to do something
She's respected.
in the back. Yeah, yeah. So I think so. In terms of, but do often get do go out often to the movies and to the, I mean, to the shopping malls.
Yeah, before this all happened, yeah, I went often to shopping malls and to the movies. Definitely. Something that's funny though is I feel like people don't really recognize me unless if I have makeup on and I'm dressed nicely. Because
Okay,
yeah, I
to
usually
kind
don't
of
wear makeup on my
underplay.
days off. I don't do my hair. I wear glasses.
So you kind of tend to underplay yourself when you go out. You don't.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really, I'm not doing it on purpose. It's just because I'm in front of the camera most days. And I have to get up, I have to do my hair, my makeup, I have to pick out a nice outfit. So when I'm not, it's nice to just not worry about it and to not worry about who sees me. I'm not trying to impress anybody when I'm out in public. I rarely dress up.
Okay, that's the point. And now, basically, we are going to launch this site today. As we're talking, it's already on air, on live actually, and the bookings are open to watch Climax on June 6th at 9 p.m. And I'm super excited that you will also be watching from there. And so, generally, how much of life for you changed in the lockdown, in the situation? Because for being far away from the US, it sounds scary to hear the number of cases and deaths, and the whole thing seems like from far it looks worse in the
Mhm.
context. But from where you are, does it seem that bad, as bad as it is seeming to us from far away?
I mean,
Do you
luckily,
have
I'm
any
in
direct
Oregon.
feeling? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have any kind
Did
of
I what?
a direct, I mean, experience, like someone you know has gotten it, or you saw something with your own eyes where you felt the tragedy, or did you also, like us, saw only on TV?
No, no, thankfully. No, I haven't known anybody who's gotten sick. Like I said, I'm in Oregon, and Oregon actually, I feel like they were ahead of the curve. They kind of shut everything down right away. So they've, so, surprisingly kept the amount or kept the spread under control. And during the lockdown, the only difference really, because I've been working from home for a while now, so the only difference would be that they shut down all of the national parks and the hikes. So I'm ordering everything online, and I don't really have anywhere to go or anywhere to do anything to do. I've just been indoors, you know, watching a lot of TV and playing games. I feel like most people are right now. But now that everything, we're in phase one of opening up, so I feel like things are starting to go back to normal. I'm a little less worried about everything.
Okay. And I mean, forgetting you because you're doing it for your own site, but is it generally the porn industry has been affected in these 2 months and 3 months, like production coming down and that way, in terms of the concern or fear?
Can you repeat that? I didn't hear it.
No, I said forgetting you because you're doing it for yourself on your side. Did generally the porn industry get affected because of the COVID situation of production coming down and and work not happening as much as before?
Yeah, they did. The porn industry had to completely stop because social distancing order was put into effect. So you can't do the dirty and
Yeah.
social distance at the same time. So yeah, all production stopped for a few months. I believe, from what I've seen on social media, that it's starting to resume. But I think that there might be precautions put in place, like everything else.
Okay. Great. So you don't need to tell me the name, but you are in a relationship with someone right now.
Yeah, we've been together for 2 years.
Okay. Can you tell him I'm so jealous of that fuck? And along with all your other fans and Indian fans, and I just don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be knowing the reason that why, what the hell could your husband do to you? Because if he couldn't understand that kind of a treasure he had in you, I think he will burn in hell. I'm not into gods,
Well,
but this is the curse I want to give. So just let me do
thank
that. And,
yeah, thank you. I mean, as far as that goes, I my yeah, my ex-husband, he did love me. He did love me. It's just he wasn't able to keep me happy. That was the problem. I wasn't happy in the relationship or with how things were going. But as far as who I'm in a relationship now, he treats me like a queen. I'm really, really respected. He's my best friend. He's very
yeah,
open-minded and very mature.
that's nice.
We are
Yeah.
actually in an open relationship, which is different than my last relationship because we both did porn, but off camera we were monogamous. So this one, we have an agreement with each other that if there's somebody that we want to sleep with, we're not going to hold each other back from those
Yeah.
experiences, which is
Yeah.
something that I find very admirable.
This is something I think, like the general society, very difficult for them to understand because they're so trained, programmed in so many ways from their early times. It become very.
Mm. So, so you're okay. The audio's down, right?
For a video, a porn video, but I think in the context without any formal experience, and I, as a filmmaker, I've been so surprised both what she delivered for what is required for the film, apart from her personal professionalism, which is just out of the world. Thank you, Mia, once again. I'll be in touch.
Thank you. Have a good rest of your night.
Yes, I will. This is like, because I'm holding my thing, I'm not able to do it. I want to salute you. You are a warrior for me. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, RGV.
Bye.
Goodbye,
Bye.
everybody.
Good night.